The movie starts in 1991 in the town of Kettle Springs, Missouri. A group of teenagers are partying and sitting around a campfire near the old Baypen corn syrup factory. Some are drinking, and some are singing, while a blonde girl plays with a toy Baypen music box. While playing with it, she looks at her boyfriend and signals him to follow her into a nearby cornfield for some romance. The girl goes into the cornfield, and the boy follows her. As they reach there, the girl starts removing her clothes and moves deeper into the field, with the boy following her. She goes so far in that the boy has a hard time finding her. He calls out to her, but she doesn't respond. While walking, he notices an unusual footprint in the field. Suddenly, she appears from behind and throws blood on his face. Before she can say anything, she dies. He then sees someone approaching through the cornfield and tries to run, but he falls to the ground. A killer wearing a clown mask, called Frendo, appears and brutally kills him too. In the present day, we see a father and daughter, Glenn and Quinn, driving to Kettle Springs. Glenn, who is a doctor, listens to an 80s rap song while driving, which really annoys Quinn, and she tells him to stop. They arrive at their new house, and upon entering, they discover there is no cell service. We also learn that Quinn's mother recently died, and since her mother's death, her relationship with her father has not been good. The next morning, after having breakfast, Quinn gets ready for her first day at school. Glenn offers to drive her, but she coldly refuses, saying she is 17 years old and doesn't need a ride. As she opens the door, she gets frightened to see a boy standing there. The boy apologizes and introduces himself as her neighbor, Rust. Glenn also comes to the door and casually asks if Rust is there to walk Quinn to school, to which Rust says yes. The two of them head to school together. When they arrive, Quinn enters a classroom where the teacher, Vern, is telling the students to be ready for their test on Monday. As he begins teaching, a prank is revealed. Someone has placed his face on a bodybuilder poster. The class laughs, and Vern decides to take the test immediately as punishment. As the teacher hands out the test papers, he becomes the target of another prank. Instead of the test, the students have placed his dating profile photo on the paper. Frustrated, he leaves the classroom. After that, Quinn manages to befriend her classmate, Cole, and his group of friends, including Janet, Ronnie, Tucker, Matt, and a few others. Cole shows Quinn the home movies they make, which feature Tucker and Matt dressing up as Frendo. Later that same day, Quinn and her father go to a diner. A waitress named Trudy takes their order and they wait. While waiting, the local sheriff, Dunn, arrives. Dunn recognizes Glenn as the new doctor in town and starts talking with them. Soon, Quinn's classmates, including Cole, arrive, and Dunn quickly warns Quinn to stay away from those kids, blaming them for a fire that burned down the syrup factory. Dunn sits with Glenn, while Quinn leaves the table and joins the group, where they plan to steal alcohol from a nearby shop. At the shop, Matt and Tucker pretend to fight to distract the shop owner, Otis, so the others can grab some bottles from the fridge. As the two continue fighting, the others successfully steal some beer and run out of the shop. At night, the group parties with the stolen beer and shares happy moments together. Matt excuses himself to go pee, and Quinn asks about the burnt Baypen factory. Cole awkwardly explains that they were filming a video inside the factory when they got stuck inside. As they tried to get out, the factory caught fire due to faulty wiring. Because of this, the townspeople believe they were the ones who started the fire. Meanwhile, as Matt is peeing, someone suddenly stabs him. He runs back to the group, bleeding whilst the masked killer following him. As the man tries to attack Quinn, she panics and starts to run, but then the man takes off his mask. It turns out to be Tucker, pranking Quinn and recording a video while wearing a Frendo costume. The others leave, but Cole and Quinn stay behind. Quinn shares that her mother died from an overdose, while Cole talks about his sister's death. The two grow closer, and it seems like their relationship is beginning to blossom. Later, Cole drives Quinn home, and she kisses him, but her father catches them and angrily scolds Cole, telling him not to see his daughter again. Quinn goes to her room and watches the prank video they recorded during the party. While watching, she notices a second, real Frendo in one of the video frames. Concerned, she sends a screenshot to Tucker, who quickly sees it. He then receives a video notification from his doorbell, showing the real Frendo outside. Thinking it's one of his friends playing a prank, he grabs a Nerf gun and goes to confront him. As he searches around the house, he notices shattered plastic on the floor. He opens a closet and finds the Baypen music box inside. He throws it back into the closet and shuts the door, but Frendo appears in the mirror behind him and brutally slashes his throat with a sickle, killing him instantly. After this, we see Arthur Hill, the mayor of the town and also Cole's father, giving a speech at the Founders Day festival. Cole and Quinn also arrive and watch a parade where a large clown float moves down the road. There, a juggler, wearing a Frendo mask on a unicycle, shows off his fire skills, but he accidentally throws a flaming object onto the clown float, which immediately catches fire and destroys the clown. Arthur is angry and demands to know who is responsible for the incident. Sheriff Dunn also arrives and immediately blames the group for sabotaging the festival. He arrests all of them and locks them in jail. While there, an old man harshly warns them not to mess with Frendo, as it will kill all of them. Meanwhile, Matt is working out in his garage when he finds another Baypen music box. Thinking it might be a prank by his friends, he continues his workout. Suddenly, Frendo appears and grabs the barbell. Matt, still thinking it's his friend, is shocked when Frendo brutally kills him by decapitating him. Later, Quinn and her friends are freed from jail by Glenn. That night, while her father is sleeping, Quinn quietly sneaks off with Cole. They arrive at a farmhouse where a party is going on and meet up with their other friends. They share a drink, and Quinn and Cole dance together. After a short dance, Quinn takes Cole into a nearby shed to make out, but Cole stops after a few seconds. She angrily leaves and meets Janet and Ronnie outside, where Ronnie jokingly tells Quinn that Cole rejects everyone. Quinn says they should have told her about this earlier, but Janet makes inappropriate comments about Quinn, and they start fighting. Suddenly, they hear a scream from the cornfield. It's their friend, Ginger, emerging from the field. Before she can say anything, she collapses, a crossbow bolt lodged in her back. The group initially thinks it's just another prank by Tucker and Matt, but when Frendo throws Matt's severed head, wearing the clown mask, they realize that both Ginger and Matt are actually dead. Then the real Frendo appears from the cornfield and starts shooting crossbow bolts at the girls. The girls run to the barn, where they find Rust, who quickly shoots at Frendo and injures him. As he goes to unmask the killer, multiple Frendos emerge from the cornfield, armed with weapons. When Frendo tries to attack Quinn, Cole arrives and knocks him down. They quickly run and hide in the shed. Meanwhile, Quinn's father realizes she is not at home and sets out to find her. Back at the shed, Janet desperately tries to call 911, but there is no signal. As Frendo tries to break in, the group discovers a hole inside the shed. Quinn, Cole, Janet, and Ronnie escape through the hole, while Russ stays behind to set off a hastily made bomb to kill Frendo. Meanwhile, Glenn, who is out searching for Quinn, notices that his clinic door is broken. He goes inside and is ambushed by one of the Frendo. The Frendo drags him into the operating theater, where another injured Frendo lies on a bed. The Frendo tells Glenn to save his friend, or his daughter will die. With no other options, Glenn begins the operation. Meanwhile, the group comes out of the hole. Just then, the shed explodes, killing several Frendo. Cole suggests they should go back inside to rescue Rust, but Quinn stops him and encourages him to go to Tillerson's house to get help. The group makes their way through the cornfield and reaches the main road. They see a car approaching and signal for it to stop. Sheriff Dunn gets out of the car, and seeing the gun in Cole's hand, he arrests him. The others try to explain, but he doesn't listen and takes Cole with him, leaving the three girls on the road. After the cop leaves with Cole, Quinn wonders why Sheriff Dunn only arrested Cole, even though they were all together, but the other two girls aren't in the mood to think about it. The girls then continue to Tillerson's house, but Frendos surround them again. They start running in a cornfield and hide, but Frendo finds them. Quinn quickly pulls the others away, and they run, but sadly, they find Ronnie and she is killed by a woodcutter machine. Panicked, the two girls make their way to Tillerson's house and find another Frendo sitting in a chair. Janet checks and thinks he's dead. Suddenly, a phone rings from upstairs, and they go to find that it's a rotary phone, which they don't know how to use. Quinn notices a bulletin board with news articles about Baypen's closure, along with pictures of a group of teens, and realizes that they have been trapped. Suddenly, the Baypen music box plays, and they hurry downstairs, but the Frendo, who they thought was dead, appears with a pitchfork and impales Janet to the ceiling. Quinn pulls the pitchfork down and yanks it out of Janet's body. She then uses it to kill the Frendo. Both Janet and the Frendo die, but Quinn doesn't remove the Frendo's mask to see who he really is. Meanwhile, at the clinic, Glenn quietly pulls out the life support from the injured Frendo. He then pretends that his friend is dying and asks another Frendo for help with defibrillation. Seizing the moment, Glenn stabs him in the neck, killing him, and leaves to find Quinn. Back with Quinn, she tries to start Tillerson's truck but is unable to. Suddenly, a group of Frendos appears around the truck and grabs her, pulling her out. They then take her to the old Baypen factory. When Quinn wakes up, she asks to have their masks removed. They take off their masks, revealing themselves to be Sheriff Dunn, Teacher Vern, shop owner Otis, and waitress Trudy. Quinn asks why they are all doing this. Then, Cole's dad, the mayor, appears, and we learn that he is the leader of the Frendos and has been working with them. She asks about Cole, but he says he disowned him. He then reveals why they are doing this. He says that Kettle Springs was once a good town with good people who respected each other, but this generation of teenagers no longer respects each other. He believes that the younger generation is disrespecting traditions and ruining the town's future. As mayor, he uses his power to target teenagers, especially those he thinks are responsible for the town's decay. He then brings Cole, who is hanging by a rope, alive. The mayor further says that he does not actually think Cole is his son and blames him for his daughter's death. He orders the sheriff to shoot Quinn. Just as the sheriff is about to kill Quinn, Glenn arrives, driving his car into the factory, knocking over a pile of wood and killing Trudy and Otis. Glenn tells Quinn to run, and she flees into a room, where she finds many Frendo costumes. When the sheriff enters the room, she disguises herself as a Frendo. As Sheriff is looking her, she takes off her mask and shoves a stunned baton into the sheriff's mouth, killing him. Meanwhile, the mayor uses Glenn's car to escape, leaving Cole hanging. Just then, Rust appears and shoots the noose around Cole, freeing him. Quinn also arrives and hugs her dad. The four run outside and find an unused car. They get in, and as Quinn tries to start it, the car doesn't start. Glenn teaches Quinn how to start the car, and it finally does. As they are about to leave, they spot Vern with a chainsaw. Glenn encourages Quinn to run over him, and she does, killing him. 1 year later, Glenn is running for mayor, and Quinn is leaving for college. Cole and Rust also arrive to wish her the best of luck. As she drives off, she finds a Baypin music box in the back seat. She throws the box out of the window and heads to college. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe for more interesting movie recaps.